it is extremely important that for last few days, the government, the BJP social media, everywhere there is a news on National Herald issue. So which is actually, it's a sheer political vendetta. And it is coming to divert, and it is coming to deviate the present situation, what the country is facing. Country is facing unemployment, country is facing falling of GDP, country is facing economic crisis, country is facing even the social disorder, country is facing the foreign policy challenges which is coming from US, China, Bangladesh. So just to deviate this, it is a fake narrative which has been set.
I want to begin my comments by making two broad points. The first is that this is a campaign of pettiness and political vendetta by the BJP, by the very forces that were undermining the Indian freedom struggle then and are today attacking those who fought for freedom, including the National Herald and its sister publications that even today are speaking up against injustice, anyaya, and the policies of the government. This is part of a pattern of intimidation and unconstitutional activity using the investigative agencies we have repeatedly seen. We saw that the electoral bond scam that the Supreme Court ruled unconstitutional was using ED, CBI income tax to generate revenues for the BJP through raids and blackmail. We have seen how these agencies have been used to enrich the close friends of the Prime Minister, this is all well known, and transfer valuable national assets into his hands. We have also seen how these forces have been used to break opposition parties. There was a time when 1/3 of a party would go over to the BJP. Now we are at a time when 2/3 of parties are being forced to go over to the BJP. So my first point is that this use or misuse of the Enforcement Directorate is a part of a long-standing pattern under Modi and Shah. The second point I'd like to make is that even as we look at the allegations and counter-allegations, I want to remind you that the National Herald, which was a sick company earlier, has now become a going concern. It is a successful newspaper, it has 2 English editions, it has a Hindi edition, it has an Urdu edition. So if all of these accusations were true, this would be the first case where some misbehavior or some wrong activity has taken a sick company and made it successful. So this should be a record of sorts in legal history. So obviously the allegations are misplaced.
And at the outset, I would like to give a little history about Associated Journals Limited and National Herald. It was started by freedom fighters, including Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, in 1937, primarily to support the cause of the freedom for the country. And it was supposed to be the mouthpiece for the freedom movement. And it was formed between 1937-38. And it became a very, very aggressive media for propagating the cause for what the Indian National Congress stood for. And it became so strong that even in between 1942 and 45, the British government banned the National Herald during the Quit India movement. So that was its impact, and that is its legacy. So it is a part of our historical freedom movement and remains an integral part of it and needs to be protected. See, the Congress Party, Indian National Congress, is committed towards sustaining this newspaper and continuing to serve the cause of the nation. Now, as it stands today, you are all aware of the recent development of what has happened in the past, how Associated Journal Limited has been taken over by a company called Young India, in which the directors when it was formed then in 2010, the directors then were the Indian National Congress President Srimati Sonia Gandhi, then the General Secretary Sri Rahul Gandhi, the then Treasurer Sri Motilal Vora, and the then General Secretary Sri Oscar Fernandez. And they have the controlling stake of Young India, which has taken over Associated Journals Limited. Now, over a period of time from 2012 to 2010, 2002 to 2010, amount of 90 crores has been given by the Indian National Congress to AJL because the AJL had become defunct. It had become bankrupt. It had lots of loans. It needed to support the staff, maintain the establishment, and also pay the provident fund and gratuities of all the employees. So, through the Congress party, this money of about 90 crores was channeled into AJL towards its sustenance. Because, like I said at the outset, the Congress party is committed towards preserving this part of history, which is part of our heritage, which was part of our freedom movement. And Young India, subsequently this loan, which with this debt of 90 crores, was taken over by Young India by paying an amount of 50 lakhs. Because this was a company in debt, it took it over. Of course, like I said, the intention of the Congress party is to sustain this journal, to make sure it is healthy and continues to serve the cause of the nation.
You should understand that despite being in power for all these years, Narendra Modi and BJP is dead scared of Congress party as well as the Gandhi family. The relationship between the Gandhi family and the Congress party is intertwined before the time of the freedom struggle, during the time of the freedom struggle, after the time of the freedom struggle, and even now. The biggest scare of Narendra Modi and BJP is the respect, the integrity, and the love towards the Congress party and Gandhi family amongst the Indians, in the heart of every Indian, is something which BJP is unable to break despite all their time in the governance or in the government. So what are they trying to do? They have only one way. They want to damage the reputation. They want to destroy the integrity. And what are they doing? So now they have made so many cases against Rahul Gandhi. They made so many cases again. They defamed our greatest leader of India many times, Srimati Sonia Gandhi. Now they are making cases against Priyanka Gandhi and her family.